If you're in construction, then you're in the right place. Welcome to the Constructive Behaviors Podcast. I'm your host, Barb Allen. I'm a woman with decades of experience in the construction industry, and most of it on the job site. I know how rewarding this industry can be, but like you, I also know that we could improve. Let's work together to make changes from the inside out. Hey guys, this episode is going to be focused on networking, and specifically networking at conferences. Because later this week, I am headed to the annual conference for the National Association of Women in Construction. And in preparation for the conference, I found myself asking all the normal questions that we ask ourselves when we're headed to a conference. What am I going to get out of it? What do I want to get out of it? What sessions am I going to attend? Who's going to be there that I know, and when will I get to see them? But I also found myself asking a couple of new questions. Who will I meet? And what new connections do I want to make? Previously, I did what many of us do at conferences and spent the majority of my time with people that I know, like, and trust. But in the past year, since leaving corporate and starting my own company, I have experienced the amazing benefits of networking firsthand, and it has moved from something that I might do someday to a top priority. You see, networking has been a journey for me. 10 years ago, I would say I probably didn't even know what networking was, and I know I didn't know what the benefits were associated with it. But in 2014, when I was considering stepping outside of my role as a job site superintendent, someone finally explained the benefits of networking in a way that made me want to step out of my comfort zone and try it. You should know that although I love public speaking, I am not an extrovert. And in fact, the idea of walking up to a complete stranger to introduce myself can tie my stomach up in knots, and sometimes, quite frankly, makes me want to vomit. So how do we change that? 3 things I want to talk about. 1, understand the benefits of networking. 2, learn what networking is and what it isn't. And 3, practice. So let's start with the first, understanding the potential benefits of networking. Personally, I have experienced 4 primary benefits that I want to share with you. The first being meeting new clients. And this could be meeting with someone who can become a client or someone that knows someone that could become a client. Second benefit is future resources. This is meeting someone that could become a resource for your career, for your projects, for your company, or even for you personally. Third benefit is meeting someone who has shared mutual experiences. Someone that can relate and become a sounding board for you. And I think as women in construction, we all know how important that can be for us. But the fourth benefit I want to talk about is the opportunity to help others. And that takes us to number 2, learning what networking is and what it isn't. When I decided I wanted to develop the networking skill set, I was told to read the book Coffee, Lunch, Coffee by Alana Mueller. I think that's how you say her name. And although that book focuses on networking to find a job, my biggest takeaway was that networking is really just developing relationships beyond the transactional, getting to really know someone and creating a mutually beneficial relationship and wanting to help others at least as much as you are wanting something. Networking is not about you. If you are only networking to benefit yourself or your company without a desire to help others beyond the services that you offer, Your connections will be surface level at best. And what good does that do you? So how do you develop mutually beneficial relationships through networking, especially if it is outside of your comfort zone? Practice. And I'm going to share 3 tips that work for me that you can take with you to your next conference. First, set a goal, such as a number of new connections you want to meet, or you want to make each day. And for an extrovert, this could be 10 or more. For an introvert who's new to networking, this could be 1. And that's okay. 1 new connection a day at a conference is more than you were making without setting the goal. Second tip is take your business cards and have them on you at all times. Although this seems elementary, too many times we go to the breakfast or the breakout session or the gala and we don't take our business cards. But ladies, if you have a place for your lipstick, you've got a place for a business card. Have you ever met someone and you didn't get a business card because you thought they'd be easy to find? They'd be easy to look up on LinkedIn or on their company webpage, but the next day you can't remember their last name or how to spell their company name? That connection's lost. Don't let that be you. Take your business cards. And when you get other people's business cards, take notes on them. Take notes that help you remember who they are and what you learned about them. Connect with them on LinkedIn a few days later, just to say, hey, it was great meeting you at this conference. And when you put them into your contacts, use the notes section of your contacts to set some reminders, such as where you met them or something specific you remember about them that will keep the relationship personal. Keep that personal connection tied to it. Third tip is to remember to focus on your desire to get to know someone, to get to know their story, and to learn what they do. And focus less on what you're trying to sell. Focus less on whether or not they want to meet you. Focus less on whether or not they will like you. It's not about you. It's about getting to know them. I have wasted too many opportunities to make great connections because I was worried someone wouldn't like me. Too much time I have spent sitting at a table alone, staring at my phone so that I appeared busy instead of appearing alone. And too many regrets when I left the room or the conference and I didn't make the connections that I wanted to make, or I didn't go introduce myself to that one particular person. It is important to remember that you are not the only one in the room who is intimidated by networking. Your hello to someone may be exactly what they need to feel more comfortable in the room. But if you just aren't yet comfortable approaching others, at least allow your posture and your body language to show that you are approachable and you're open to conversation so that others will approach you. Uncross your arms, uncross your legs, keep your head up, scan the room. Do not be looking down at your phone or into the program to appear busy. Okay, I'm going to wrap it up. I hope that you have found this useful, but if you only have one takeaway from this episode, I ask that you remember that developing a true curiosity of others is the key to networking success. If you know someone that could benefit from this particular episode, then share it with them. or if you want to continue to learn about the untapped and underutilized resources that will take your business to the next level, then follow the podcast. You don't want to miss an episode where we discuss what you needed to hear. And lastly, there is a link in the show notes that will allow you to reach out to me directly if you want to accelerate that learning curve. Thanks for listening. Talk soon.